5 minutes generated in one pass, no stitching. That is OpenArt Director. Runway's Gen 4 tops out at 10 seconds. Both numbers are printed on their own pages today, so why is anyone still buying the 10-second tool? Here's the Director page. The line is not buried in a blog post. It is the headline feature. Generate videos up to 5 minutes long with no stitching. Underneath it, the consistency claim. Characters, faces, environments, voices, and products all stay consistent. Not one character, multiple distinct characters across a single continuous piece. Now the other side, from Runway's own help center, Gen 4 video supports outputs of 5 or 10 seconds at 24 frames a second. That is the ceiling. Anything longer, in Runway's own words, requires stitching clips together, which takes additional time and planning. Runway is very good. It is also structurally a shot machine. Sora 2, the most famous name in this category, capped generation at 15 seconds for standard users and 25 seconds on the $200 a month Pro plan through the web storyboard feature. 25 seconds, $200, and as of the 30th of June, OpenAI's Sora page reported the product was no longer available. Director launched on the 23rd of June. The press release names the interaction model directly. You describe your creative vision, and Director builds a complete 5-minute film with consistent characters, scenes, lighting, and audio. It calls the shot itself, quote, "Most AI video tools are limited to 5 to 15 seconds creations. That is the company drawing its own battle line." And the scale behind the claim, eWeek reports, OpenArt said it serves 8 million monthly active users on its platform. Its chief executive and co-founder, Coco Mao, frames the whole idea as the video equivalent of vibe coding, where people build software by describing what they want instead of writing every line. Same move, pointed at film. You describe the movie, it handles the production. And here's the detail that tells you what this product actually is. On OpenArt's pricing page, consistent characters are a metered unit. Starter lists up to about 13 consistent characters, plus about 40, Pro, about 80, Wonder, about 353. Nobody meters a thing unless that thing is the product. They are selling cast, not clips. Before the verdict, 4 honest readings of the same story. The platform says 5 minutes in one pass. Working creators say the clip was never the problem, the stitch was. The published specs say length caps are where coherence collapses, and the skeptics say the capability is real, but the credit maths is opaque. All 4 are supportable. Let me take them one at a time. This is the creator reading, and I am quoting it exactly. Most AI video tools are really good at one thing, making a cool-looking clip for a few seconds. But the moment you try to turn that into an actual story with the same character, the same tone, multiple scenes that feel connected, the workflow gets messy fast. Worth flagging, that channel discloses OpenArt sponsorship on screen. Here is what that costs in practice. One creator on YouTube has remade the same short film, Time Dispatch, 4 times since 2023. In his own words, each time he had to use multiple tools, generate in one, animate in another, voice in a third, edit in a fourth. The tax is not the subscriptions, it is that the character changes somewhere in the chain and you start again. A creator on TikTok put the same argument in plainer language this week, quote, "Stop paying for 5 different editing tools to make one short film. OpenArt's director function lets you create full 5-minute AI mini films. Script, scenes, visuals, edits, all in one place. No Premiere, no After Effects, no stitching subscriptions together. That is the pitch, stated by somebody who is not the company." Now the side that does not flatter anyone. MakerStack's independent review scores Director 7 out of 10. Its verdict, quote, "Director lowers the skill floor for AI video in a real way. But credits drain fast. The per-tier minute caps are limiting." It also notes the advertised video counts assume you nail things on early attempts, which AI video almost never lets you do. So the loop from the top. Why has nobody closed the length gap? 2 answers, and the first one is the honest correction to the marketing. Consistency is not solved. It is materially better. Reviewers who ran it describe characters, scenes, and style holding across a sequence, then add that it is not flawless and you will still catch the odd drift. Better, not perfect, hold that. And the second answer, which is the real one, OpenArt is not trying to win the model race. It is an aggregator. Look at its own model shelf. see Dance 2.5, see Dance 2.0, Nano Banana 2, Kling 3.0, Switch X, WAN 2.7, and the director page adds Sora 2 and LTX 2.3. Runway has to defend Runway's model. OpenArt just stocks the shelf. Here is why that matters more than any single feature, and it is the tactic. In August alone, OpenArt shipped 5 Frontier models onto the platform in 19 days. Flux 3 text to video on the 6th, C-Dance 2.5 on the 7th, Quen Image 3 on the 11th, C-Dance 2.5 at 1080p on the 17th, WAN 3.0 today. Tactic 1, and it is the whole decision. Choose your tool by the shape of the thing you are making, not by the demo reel. If the output is a sequence, a short film, an ad with scenes, a music video, a microdrama, you need something that holds one character across shots, and that is director. If the output is a single hero shot, the clip generators are cheaper and give you finer control. Do not pay film prices for a shot. Tactic 2, know the entry number before you shop. On annual billing, OpenArt's starter plan is $13 a month for 4,000 credits, and the feature list on that tier reads access to director and one-click story creation. Plus is 27. Pro is 44, Wonder is 175. For contrast, Sora 2's 25-second ceiling sat behind a $200 plan. Still on that pricing page, and this is the line that will catch people. The $13 starter plan gets you access to director, and it is watermark free. It does not list commercial use rights. Those appear from the $27 plus tier upward. So if you are monetizing the output, your real entry price is $27, not $13. Check that before you subscribe. Tactic 3, and this is the one the skeptics earned. Budget for iteration, not for first attempt success. The published credit allowances translate into video counts that assume you get it right early. You will not. Plan on the third attempt being the keeper, divide the advertised number by 3, and decide on that. That single adjustment is the difference between the plan feeling generous and feeling like a trap. Tactic 4, and it is the most underrated line in the whole launch. 9-language lip sync is not a localization feature, it is a distribution multiplier. One script, one set of characters, 9 language versions of the same film. If you run faceless channels, that is 9 channels off one production instead of 9 productions. Almost nobody covering this tool has priced that in. Tactic 5, because a recommendation without a boundary is an advert. 3 cases where director is the wrong call. If you need frame-level editing, Runway is built for that, and this is not. If you want explicit storyboard to film structure rather than conversation, LTX Studio leans that way. And if your deliverable is one perfect 8-second shot, you are overpaying. Know which of those you are. Tactic 6, a workflow 1. On the 14th of August, OpenArt announced it is on the Claude store as a connector called OpenArt Lite. If you already draft scripts and beat sheets in an AI assistant, that is your outline stage and your generation stage in one lane instead of copying a script between 2 tabs. Small change. It removes the most boring step in the whole process. What to watch next? The phrase to track is no stitching. When OpenArt shipped WAN 3.0 today, the bullet read, native 30-second generation in a single pass, no stitching, with consistent motion, lighting, and subjects throughout. The whole industry is now competing on continuous length rather than clip quality. That is the scoreboard changing, and it is the one to watch. And the honest open question, because it is the one nobody in this space is asking. Capability has now run ahead of distribution. We can generate a 5-minute film. There is still no obvious platform or audience built for AI-made long form. Consistency was the last constraint. It is not the next one. The next one is whether anyone sits through the result. One practical place to watch. On the 11th of August, OpenArt opened a subreddit, r/OpenArtOfficial, and said it will run a weekly creative challenge there with cash prizes. Whatever you think of brand-run communities, a weekly public challenge is the fastest way to see what the tool can actually do in other people's hands rather than in a sponsored review. So, the verdict. If you are making clips, the incumbents are fine. If you are making films, nothing else is close on continuous length or on holding one character across a sequence, and that is why OpenArt Director is the pick. Every figure in this video came straight off these companies' own pages, and they are all linked below. The OpenArt director link is in the description. Go and make something longer than 10 seconds.